Today we are going to be packing for an overnight trip. We're going to countryside with Bentley, which I'm actually pretty excited about. I basically did a wardrobe audit, which at the time I was like, oh, I've done this so many times, I don't actually need to do it, but I was doing it for like a video to show people. There were so many items that I felt like I really didn't fit anymore, and I think I was just not even thinking about my size because I hadn't like bought any new clothes. It turns out that most of my clothes didn't fit me. Not all things can be altered easily, so I ended up selling a bunch of stuff on Vinted. Some stuff sold in like under a day. Also bringing these, they're relatively new. It's really hard to find good linen trousers, let alone good white linen. I'm obsessed with this set. This is from Cezanne. I'm surprised as well that Cezanne's skirts are not super long on me because I'm quite small. Also, this cute little top. Someone told me it was giving Pretty Woman vibes in a good way, and yeah, I thought that was super cute, but I don't really do many horsey things, so I'm not saving it for anything. I'm always cold. I'll always have meds in my bag because I'm so allergic to pollen. I'm on steroids right now. So that's always in every bag that I have an overnight stay because we can't risk like stopping breathing in our sleep. It's not funny. Yeah, the mess behind me, I'm making a dress made of silk, and I deeply regret that decision. It is so hard, and I'm only a beginner in terms of like learning to sew from scratch. Anyway, I'm gonna get my hair done, so I'm gonna get ready now. This is the silk dress I'm working on, and it is so hard to sew straight because it's so slippery, so yeah, anyway, I've had to put silk organza in between the seams. I'm on like a length to width to zigzag stitch. That just basically means tiny zigzag stitch. I actually was inspired by this Reformation dress I tried on because I was doing a big try on of summery dresses for Vogue, casual, and I tried on this dress. It was beautiful. It looks really simply done. And I feel like in reviews and stuff, you would just be like, oh, it's elasticated, blah, the silk is thin, blah. But like, actually, for the price, I paid like 90 quid for 4 meters of this silk, and it's not as thick as the Reformation one. And it's just like, so hard to work with. And I mean, Reformation's not always a hit. There's a lot of misses too, but that dress, I could not for the freaking life of me work out how they inserted the elastic. I did so many iterations on toile, which is like the sample before you use the good fabric. This, like super cheap, it's called Calico, it's 100% cotton. There are loads of things that you don't realize how hard it is to make. So you can have all these opinions on these clothes, you can do all these reviews, but until you try to make it yourself, and I'm not saying you need to try and make it so you can sell it, but I'm just saying you need to try and make it so you understand what you're critiquing. Until you try and do it yourself, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, now I know why that price point is that price point, even though at first it doesn't seem correct. So I get my hair done every 6 to 8 weeks, and the breakage is so bad that I've had to go darker in the sense of, instead of bleaching the equivalent of twice, I bleach the equivalent of once on my roots. But I actually really love this colour. Like, I think I prefer it to the ultra blonde I used to have. We've just arrived in Crewe from London. Bikini bottoms that I started at the hair salon is really taking shape. I'm pretty impressed already. If this doesn't do well with water, I can actually reinsert them to be the kind of knicker part of a skirt, which would just be worn normally, not as swimwear, not as beachwear. So I have a use. So dress for the spa, never ended up going, just knitting. and I'm literally super tired because I barely slept last night, but we're going for a barbecue now, and I packed like way too fancy things, so I'm just gonna rewear the same outfit, which you guys haven't seen, so I'll get ready because we're supposed to meet in like 2 minutes. I am genuinely that person. The only time I can sit in the driver's seat is when the car's not moving and there's no key, because I can't drive, but I really want to learn this year. I think it's just not been a huge priority because living in London and quite centrally, like, you just don't need to. Plus, the only test I've ever failed in my life is a theory test. Not Latin, theory. Yeah, I was just kind of discouraged by that. Plus, there was an incident when I was like 17 when my parents asked me to drive them to Tesco's, and we live in the suburbs, so I hadn't learnt roundabouts yet, and you can imagine how disastrous that was, and I don't even know how I didn't commit mass murder. And then we drove into the car park of Tesco, and I just stopped the car, and I was like, I never ever ever want to do that again. It was so traumatic. Like, I had the parent who always screams at me dead silent, probably praying for her life, and then the parent that never screams at me, literally yelling instructions. Anyway, I think I'm over it now. Also in here because it's actually so cold, so I'm wearing this Cezanne trench coat, more like a car coat style, and then I've got this organic cotton knit underneath, and then this is like a super cute dress, which I'll have to show you if I can brave the cold. Like, everyone is being so good and taking photos outside. I'm just so cold. I'm waiting to be summoned, and then I'll go take pictures with all the influencers, but I'm like, I'm really cold. You see what I mean? Look at these girls doing their job so well. Well, I'm literally skiving off, hiding in a Bentley. Okay, I'm literally moving indoors where there's the food. Just warming up with some tea.
So you're just meant to not drink it? You're just meant to just
No, they want you to drink it, and it's really nice.
Oh.
We haven't opened that one, but I went to the tasting in Scotland.
So excited for food. Wow. We've all had to move out of the Bentley Manor into the hotel next door.
Very soon I know.
Oh my god, it's the bear and the big
Blue house. And that's what I'm going to bed. Yeah. No, I'm going to keep playing bed. Do the whole thing.
So today I'm wearing this linen shirt that you saw me pack, and then we're doing the white linen trousers. Got a jumper. It's really cold today. Thought about dressing like this bear before. Had an ex that was like, oh, you should dress like the polo bears. And then it literally went TikTok viral like a year after. This girl dressing like the polo bears on her jumpers, and I was like, oh, you had a good idea. It's from Cezanne. Got it online because they gave me some store credit for summer. Amazing, very happy. And actually I'm really happy with the quality. Like, this canvas drawstring bag is attached to the basket bag, and I think it would have been nice to have a zip, but it almost acts like a compartment, if you know what I mean. I like that the drawstring is leather. It elevates it, makes it a little bit more polished. So now we're off to Alton Park, which I've heard is super famous. And because I can't drive, I'm gonna have someone professionally take me around the tracks. It's ultra smooth. It doesn't feel like normal driving, like you're a passenger and someone's going 100 miles per hour on a highway. It's a completely different feeling. I wasn't expecting it. It honestly felt like a roller coaster. As soon as we got back to London, I was with my friend and she convinced me to go to the launch of this new store, or the opening I should say, and oh my god, the interiors are stunning. This is literally what I want my house to be like in the future. Never depend on an entire brand for absolutely everything is what I'd say, especially a brand that does several categories, and as we know, Tala has very recently kind of delved into loungewear, but also like casual wear. And that to me is slight like alarm bells, like, okay, they can't possibly do everything well. No brand really can. I avoided reviewing Tala for a really long time because I don't like to review really small brands. I don't think it's fair because there are a lot of teething problems. And also it wasn't available in real life, which meant I would have to order it. And that makes me a little bit uncomfortable having to order something without much intention of keeping it. So this has been going on for like 2 years where people have been requesting, and I was like, okay, I actually low-key think I do need more clothes for golf. This would be a decent opportunity to order, and we'll see. So here we go. This is the Tala review people have been waiting for. The first thing we are going to review is the sports bra. Very, very flattering, clearly cut to be something that looks aesthetically good on somebody that they might then overlook the quality issues. You turn it inside out, you can see the seams are super bulky. I also think this was cut asymmetrical because you can see that there's more material on one side than the other. When you're going to spend your money on something, I really feel like it needs to be like the best quality of that, and there is no world that is a product that would have passed quality check. Another thing is it is normal for the padding of the sports bras to sometimes be seen, especially that outline. However, I thought this one was excessive, mostly because the padding that they've used is push-up. This push-up so much that when you bend over, see just like a really faint line of that padding, that is not good. Full boobs can be asymmetrical, but I didn't think that was cut well. White skirt, I thought that the sizing was a bit off. I'm a size extra small or small, and I'm 5'1" or 5'2" when my hair is voluminous. But this skirt was a little too loose for something that would be a small, and it's not so obvious in this video, but I have a photo with it on and you can see how much it bunches. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that this performance fabric, it doesn't have as much support and it is quite thin. So we move on. This is the black tennis skirt, and this one was really bad. This one was like really giving fast fashion. The style is cute, and that's pretty much where praises end. There is a line of stitching that the waistband is supposed to cover, and it doesn't. I need a golf skirt, but no, pass. Also, say sizing on that could have been a little tighter. Again, that could be up to me not buying the right size, so take that one with a pinch of salt. The leggings, I have worn, or I have running leggings that are thin like that, but they still have more tension in the stretch. This, like I said about the white skirt, doesn't have that kind of support, that kind of like holding in. All sportswear, because it's mainly polyamide or nylon, recycled or not, has the property of four-way stretch, meaning you stretch it like horizontally and vertically. So if a sports brand is like, oh, four-way stretch and it's a flex, just be like, shut up. If someone likes those leggings, the price point, fine, inoffensive, but generally I think there are better brands out there that I would rather get on sale. I really like the Sweaty Betty power leggings. I think the finishing on it is neater, cleaner, and has a pocket on the side. The Tala one only has a pocket on the back, and it's quite small in terms of width, but I think it's substantial in terms of depth. I don't really know what you could put in that. Black vest top. This I actually considered keeping, and then I thought, why? The design is really nice, and I think out of all of the offering, or at least everything I have reviewed today, this one was the most promising. A tiny bit of bulk on the seams, especially on top, but for that price point and just the overall, I thought that was totally something you could overlook, and it's not really something that would cause discomfort, so it's okay. The sizing was true for that piece. In terms of sustainability, I mean, it's not. I don't know why it would be. You can have brands that, for example, will pay their workers well, cool, or will use like really, really high quality materials. That's cool. You can find brands that will use no synthetics. Obviously with something like this, not really possible. But those things, like one alone doesn't substantiate the level of claims that they've been making. I don't really want to go around accusing people of greenwashing because I really think they're doing a good job. Like I genuinely think they believe it. I don't think that they're like intentionally going out like, you know. You're looking for a category of products that has to be synthetic, so swimwear, sportswear, lingerie, massive one. I think then that the most sustainable option is also the best quality one that's in your price bracket, because these will have to contain plastics. These will have to contain so many different parts that it's hard to break down and recycle. Like if you're thinking about recycled plastics, which Tala does use, it's better than a virgin plastic, but it doesn't mean it's good in and of itself. It's just like less bad than a virgin synthetic. However, it's no longer less bad than virgin synthetic if it doesn't perform as well, because then it won't last as long or you won't wear it as much. So you see, there's like a balance.